Humble here. Take a look at that woods. Where are we, Humble? Ah, we're at Humble's house here in the Humble Hills. That's where we are. Well, everybody, got a decent nap this afternoon. I'm going to go in a little while and start working on those cars that I know that don't work in the car pack. I'll go through every one of those cars in the car pack and I'll straighten them out and square them away. It's going to take a little while. I don't mind doing it. Not at all. I am going to limit some of my time in front of the TV screen or the monitors, because the constant rate of the flashing lights isn't good for you. And it is true, you can spend too much time in front of that stuff and it's detrimental, I hear. Of course, right now I'm in front of this thing being radiated, this iPhone 6. But it's in the food, it's in the toothpaste. Try to find toothpaste without fluoride. Fluoride's rat poison, hate to tell you. Alright, no conspiracy stuff in this. I wanted to take a little walk in the woods and let's go see what's going on. It's just nice out. It's cold. It's 45 or maybe 50. I've only got one light jacket on. Almost took the whiskers off this morning. Look at this poor mustache. Oh, he's hurting. I had to do something. It was kind of like trying to eat food through a strainer. It was really tough. The mustache had gotten too long. But when you start cutting it, it's easy to overcut it. And now I got long hairs and short hairs, and it's really uncomfortable. And I missed my mustache, but I didn't boot the whiskers. Oh, I was close. I was going to do a springtime boot the whiskers video. Yeah, it's almost paramount to something nasty, you know. I almost did it. Got out the wall clippers right from the back of the head right to the front. Looked like an egg in about a minute and a half. And then they're stuck that way. And then I look like an old, creepy, looked like, what, the Addams Family? That guy with the dark eyes and the bald head? Uncle Fester? Oh, fuck. Uncle Fester. I don't want to be Uncle effing Fester. So we ain't, you know what, piss on it. I'm just going to let them grow. You know, if I can walk into heaven someday with whiskers, what the hell, what's wrong with that? I just don't, I know the person is the person. It makes no difference whether they got whiskers or no whiskers. What's the difference, right? But, I don't know. It's pretty today. Come on, let's take a walk. Let me shut this off so I can save some of the battery. Okay, and I think you'll be able to see it. See this right here? That's where the deer come right down where I walk. I mean, they smell you right through your boots. And if they like you, they'll follow you. I know, pied humble. But see, look at, there's another track right there. I am not going to hunt deer on my own land this year. Nope, I am not. I hunted, I think, for 3 years in a row, and that was 3 years ago. I took quite a few deer. And some of them I really, really, really feel bad about. I mean, if you're going to take one with a bow, that's at least gives them every chance, you know. But I lost a couple too. Is that a chipmunk up there watching me? Who's that little chipperoonsky? I think it is. Look at that little guy. I don't know if I can zoom it in. I'm going to try. Look at that little guy sitting up on top of that piece. It's upright. See him? What a little champion. They'll get friendly in a while. Just got to spend time with him. Yep, that's who he is. Little scrambler. Oh, little scrambler. Well, the deer, the turkeys, the squirrels, the chipmunks, they're all here, praise God. I used to leave the salt lick right here. They've just about eaten the tree to get to it. Mineral rock. It's good for the animals. Makes good antlers on the deer. I'm not gonna just walk and do this. I'll turn it on and off from time to time. Little cage of firewood. Little place where the animals can get in if they need to. There's a lake behind the trees. Let me turn this off and I'll turn it on in a minute here. Look at that sky. Pretty nice here, isn't it? Well, here's old Humble. Now, hanging on to this thing by hand. I'm not always sure if I'm in the picture or not. But I gotta get out more often. I'm not the shape I should be. But it's should have a hat too. Oh, used to be fur there. Will be again someday. Maybe. Again, thank you, subs. Remember, comment. I enjoy talking to you. Believe me, I've only got maybe 1-2% of my subs. I think I got 88 subs. Had 89 for about an hour. Then I got 88. So, but as I told you before, I'm not in it for the amount of subs because I don't make any money out of the deal. Quite frankly, 88 friends, man. How do you keep up with them all? Well, I don't have to because most of them don't say a word. But a couple do, and you get to know them by your correspondence because the correspondence is honest and legitimate, which is that makes for a nice foundation for any kind of friendship. I think a couple of my subs don't live all that far away, within an hour or two of driving distance. Not impossible to have a get-together whatsoever, and the weather may very well start to get nicer. So actually today isn't bad. Oh, I just don't have anything great to say. I've said all the greatest things I can ever say to you, and I'm not going to browbeat you with it. I mean, you know who's tugging on your heart. It's not me. It feels good to feel the sunshine on my face. This is nice. This isn't going to be hot in the summer either, I'll tell you. The color of it, this beautiful white. Most people don't like their white hairs. I think I was 34 or 35 when I started to pull white hairs out of my beard. Because I had a beard, then it was, it was trimmed and looked, I had to look sort of respectable, good luck for me. But, I got to thinking, not only of the white whiskers, which I really enjoy. It's just fluffy and nice. My neck is just as nice and warm and fluffy. Nothing's getting to it. A dog come up to bite me in the throat. It's going to get lots of fur and one hell of a fucking fight, I'll tell you. Wouldn't be the first one I kicked, drop quick square in the nuts. That gets their full attention. You make an enemy for life too, though. Take that into consideration. But, what the hell was I saying? Something about summertime. Amazing if you don't stay on track, how your mind can just drift off and then it just, wherever you were, just vaporizes into no man's land and you can't find it again. Or at least I don't seem to be able to. I have no idea what I was talking about. I'd have to go back on the video and look and say, oh, that's what it was. But you guys are good friends. I count you as friends. Whether you get the car packs or you don't. I'm not trying to buy friends. I'm just sharing the stuff that I've got so many cars. I've got hard drive after hard drive of copies of cars and copies of cars. I don't even begin to know how many Assetto Corsa cars I actually have. And a lot of them the same thing, but in various stages of development. So that's why if you get a couple in the car pack that don't work so well, you let me know. Because I got the very same car pack you do on my hard drive right now, and I'll just go right to that car. I'll fix it for you. Lickety split. I have no projects on the roster to do. Totally free time. and I'm gonna fix the ones I find anyway. So if you guys run across one or two that I can't, we're not all gonna open up the same cars at the same time. I mean, you're gonna notice things. Gee, tumble, the flames are up in the air 8 feet above the car. No problem, I'll fix that. Uh, they're under the ground. I see little sparks, but I don't see no flames. Well, we can work at that. We don't have any sound, Humble. And I like that nice sound from this car or that car. Don't you worry, I can get it to you. And I enjoy this. But as I say, as springtime is starting to look a little more nice, and I was talking about summer in the whiskers and these not being warm. It's just nice. I like these. I like the whiskers. They're kind of like when I was a little kid, I had a blanket. It was called Blanky. Duh. But when you're a little kid, you can call things that, and nobody makes fun of it. Blanky, whatever. But I loved that friggin' blanket. I mean, I must have sucked the hide off that son of a bitch. Or, not the hide, but around the edges has that. Um, what is it called? Not fringe. It's if the blanket is fuzzy, this thing is like made out of silk. It's around the edge. Trim, no, but it's sort of trim. There's another word for it that I can't come up with right now. Boy, I'm not doing so good with this video, am I? But I chewed that right down to nothing. I don't know why I would chew on that stuff, but I ate dog food as a kid too. The dry, long pellets. I ate the fucking things. It tasted. I said, what the hell does the dog like this for? It tastes like shit. I mean, I don't mean literal excrement. I mean, it didn't taste good to me. Bone meal, and God, I'm lucky I didn't have worms. Maybe I did. I don't know. I was real skinny as an early kid. Holy shit, I was skin and bones. Man, I could run like a champ though. I was gone, man, gone. Of course, I had a habit of, if I didn't bang my friggin' head into this corner of the the table every friggin' day, you'd think I'd get the hang of not doing that, but be that as it may. But I'd go around, when nobody's, they're going fishing for their cigarettes or in another room. They left that much cold coffee in the bottom of that thing. Barrel, barrel. Hey, where'd my coffee go? Little kids racing through the house like the Tasmanian friggin' devil. Yeah. All the stories I could tell you. And that 2 hour and 18-minute deal the other day, I told you so much about myself that I realized that ain't a good idea, Humble. Not for the people. The people be fine, but they ain't the only ones going to hear this. And I don't necessarily need strangers wandering the land and coming to do Humble harm. Leave well enough alone. And I felt bad about that because I really wanted to share so much of what makes me me. But you know what? It's almost impossible with the life that I have been presented since I've been on the earth. And I don't mean to say it's spooky. Oh, he's a fucking alien. No, no, I was born. I got a birth certificate. I could show you. Man, I know right where it is. I know right where the mortgage to the house has been, or the deed to the house is. I know all that stuff. I got it all. Got to have certain paperwork in this world, or you're not legitimate. Whatever. But no, there's so much I would like to share with you. And if I ever do get to see you, like Jody or who else is nearby, Magic is nearby. Is he only an hour away? I think he's near Buffalo. Shit, he could leave his house at 7 o'clock in the morning. We could be having lunch here, easy, easy. Of course, I would never know him to see him. I don't believe, but he recognize me, I'm sure. In any event, that part I would tell face to face. Cell phones wrapped in foil. Note to self. It's not a bad thing at night to downpower that cell phone, wrap that turkey in foil. Don't expect anybody to call you though, because you ain't got no cell phone reception. And as I say, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to a wall phone, even if I do have to change my telephone number. To hell with it. I've kept this one for 30 years or better, because it was my dad's, and I just kept it in his honor. You want to see Dad? Come on. Humble, you said your dad died. Yeah, he died of liver cancer. He died in 1996. But that don't mean we can't go see Pappy. Humble, what the hell are you talking about? Come on, let's go see Pappy. Let's go see Pappy. One of the most fucked up things he ever asked me to do for him, among many fucked up things he's asked me to do over the years, was, when I die, I want to be cremated. Boy, I was dead set against that. I didn't like that at all. That just seemed like you're torturing his body. But that's what he wanted. So that was his wish, not my wish. So if there's a sin to it, it's on him, not me. You know, the Bible does say to honor your father and your mother. You know, that's number one. You honor your father and your mother. An unruly child, you don't want to be an unruly child. Now this is dangerous. See this shit? You fall on that somehow and you're fucked. There we go. Now it's safe. I'm carrying a scar on the back of my right leg from getting stabbed almost straight through the thigh when I was 14. So I know what that fucking shit is like. But here's Pappy right here. There's my Pappy. Yep, right there. Hello, Pap. Rest in peace, old buddy. Yep. Carly Lutz made that monument for me. This is actually part of some curbing from Camilla's road job. They were going to throw it away, and they said if I could pick it up, if I had the balls to pick that up and put it in the cement mixer, I could keep it. So I did. So there's my dad. Not too many people get to die and stay on their land. And that must be some special thing he had with the Lord. As I told you, he didn't know God until he was 72 years of age. Ooh, mammy. Pardon. But I'll tell you a little bit of something. My dad, he loved his brothers and sisters. Oh my God. He said to me, before I even wanted a wife, I wanted kids of my own. That's a pretty strong thing to want on the inside of you. He had a little brother, Charles, when they lived in Texas. I don't remember the name of where in Texas, but his dad was a lithographer and an alcoholic, unfortunately. His mom, my grandmother, was 100% German. Whew, but she was a nice lady and a Christian lady. But little Charles, tiny little kid, one afternoon, got hit by a fucking drunk. Killed him. My dad, who was the oldest son, he grieved real bad. And at the funeral, this fucking stupid asshole of a priest or whoever the fuck he was, told my dad it was God's will that little Charles got ran over by the fucking drunk. You know, Dad hated God with a passion. With everything that was in, he fucking loathed God for taking his little brother Charles. You fucking believe this. The idiocy of that motherfucking priest, or whoever the fucking douchebag was. You know, some people are just no fucking help at all. So all my dad's life, what do you got if you ain't got God? You got yourself. You got whatever you can do. whatever the fuck that might be. But you ain't got nothing to look forward to, man. Oh, but we do. Check this out. We got springtime to look forward to, and before the black flies come out, which, like Mark Murchison, my friend in Maine, I call him my friend. Never met him person to person, but I like him. Look at the deer. Yeah, the deer. They're good kids, man. I like the deer. So, all of his life, he has this hatred for God. Now, he's not just a mild agnostic. He fucking hates him. He fucking hates him. Which makes him for a shitty husband, I'll tell you that. You've got a husband that hates God. You're opened up to the fucking devil big time. You might as well have all your doors and windows open with all these fucking zombies walking down the fucking street. Fight them right in the house. So, whew, boy, that kicks ass, I'll tell you. I made this forest yard. This was all forest, all real tough shit. And I made this years ago by hand when I was stronger and younger. Can't do that shit now. But as I was telling you, whew, let me catch my friggin' breath. So one night, his dad has got his own tool shop now. He's a owner of a business, making in the day good money. More than senators, more than congressmen, making good money. And prideful as a motherfucker. But not a bad guy, real smart guy, real strong guy. Handsome. But about this time of day too. Coming home, son's in the window of the car. He sees out of the corner of his eye some kids playing in a park. Boom! Gets out. Little boy laying on the ground. Blood pouring out of his ears and out of his nose. Coughing his last. Dad just ran over a child the same fucking age as Charles was when he got killed by the drunk. Humble, you shitting me? Oh fuck, no, I ain't shitting you. And it happened to be a Syracuse police chief's detective's son. Oh, they wanted to crucify my dad. Crucify his fucking ass. It was an accident. He didn't do it on purpose. It fucking gutted him emotionally. That wounded him bad. Yep. Well, he started within the next 30 years. That was before I was born. So boy, was he protective of me. I'll tell you what. Yeah. He was 40 years old when I was born, and then my mother named me after him so that perhaps I would be the child that held the family together, because it was going through some tough times. Oh, but I had no idea how tough it was going to get. And I'm not going into that. Maybe face to face, but never over the airwaves. Old Humble's seen some shit. But I also saw and led my dad to Jesus Christ when he was 72 years old, tears running down his fucking cheeks. Old man with big ass ears, big ass nose. That's what you get like when you're old. Ears and nose keep growing. Something else gets smaller. Of course, you're not supposed to need it as much. But so it's winding down. It's wrapping up. Life is good, sorta. I guess news is starting to come out about that Syria deal. Being the Iranians were getting too fucking cozy in that place, and they had to knock those they had to stop their progression forward. And maybe we didn't get nuked because there was a little more communication between the U.S. and the Russians than the mainstream bullshit puppy farm was going to tell you. But I don't know. I don't know. This shit shook the fuck out of me. But it's sunny, and I'm doing what you guys said. Humble, get out there in the land. See the animals. Get away from that fucking computer for a while. I'll get this up for you tonight. I got time before Sabbath. See, I'm retired now. Now you know what I was going to tell you. Fuck, it just came back to me. Thank God. Okay, before it gets away again, I'm going to tell you. I was telling you what nice subs I got and how I enjoy communicating with you through the comments and what all. Well, when I delivered concrete for 22 years, there was a lot of contractors I went to. A lot of masons, cement masons. Some of the finest ones around Syracuse area in New York, upstate New York. Some of the biggest, which don't necessarily make them the best. But a lot of days. Now that every single delivery I made was a miracle, because I'm not good at math and I can't spell for shit. Did you figure that one out yet? But deep down inside me, forgive me, I got a friggin' peanut stuck in my throat. Deep down inside me, when I was adding water to the mix, Because it ain't perfect, you know. They just throw it in there. It's up to you to get the ball over the fucking goalpost. Between the goalposts. Some can have too much water to start with, and you're gotta have to know how to beat the thing enough to get it to solidify enough to pass the inspection when you get to the other end. Others can be too fucking dry, or you can have partially wet sand, partially dry sand, partially different aggregates. Everything acts different. Then you throw the super plasticizer to it and some other chemicals that are just make the shit go nuts. It's a miracle that I had such a great record as I did. I was, without any bullshit, I was a long ways from their worst fucking mixer driver. A echelon long ways away. I was probably within the top 5. Without any bullshit. Seriously. And then he would tell you that too. Because my record would show it. And as far as time going to the job and coming back from the job, and that's all I fucking did, I was within the top 2. Maybe the top 1. Because I didn't stop for those 35-minute breakfasts and all that other bullshit, which got us into a lot of trouble over the years. When you get sent 70 miles to go work out of another plant, you come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're on the fucking road with that cement mixer empty, going down the fucking highway with the max, you can't see jack shit. They fucking, you cannot see worth a fuck. Now once I got the Freightliner, that was a whole nother story. That was a Learjet next to a Piper Cub. But as I digressed again, forgive me, but the deal is, a lot of those contractors, they were like friends. Oh my God, I was glad to see them. They couldn't wait to see me. One of the biggest contractors, Mr. Benedict, in this area, on one particular job was really, really touchy. And when he saw my truck pull up, he walked right up to the truck. He said, "Get out of the truck, Humble." He didn't call me Humble, but nevertheless. Put his arms around me, gave me a great big hug. He says, "I am so fucking glad to see you. I was so worried that I was going to get anybody that wouldn't really be able to do this for me, but I know right now I'm all set. I got you." I'm blowing my own horn. That's the fucking truth. If Mr. Benedict was here, or any of his workers, they would tell you the same fucking thing. And I got a tear. I started to cry, you know. It fucking got to me. I was going through a divorce. Dad had just died. It fucking caught me off guard. And yeah, God gave me the grace to get that concrete fucking perfect. And get that truck where it needed to be perfect. And I think back of it sometimes now, and I just shake my head. How the fuck did I drive these great big huge trucks all these years? So many hundreds of thousands of miles, and I lived. And it was, some of the shit goes up on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was on fucking 5 wheels of a 10-wheeler sometimes. Oh, fuck, you want to shit your pants? That'll do it. So let's go back to the house. I got some work to do before the sun goes down. Just wanted to share a little something with you. You guys have a good weekend. Don't you worry about Humble. God is my shield and strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I'm not going to give... No, don't ever think Humble's giving up on God. You got to be shitting me. I might give up on Humble sometimes, but I ain't never giving up on God. Jesus Christ is real. And my God, He has turned my life completely wonderful. Hear that? Completely wonderful. And to give me good subs like you, I appreciate every single one of you. The ones I've never heard from, I appreciate you. There's a squirrel. What's he doing? His tail's going. What are you doing, Fuzzy? What are you doing? Are you a good squirrel? He's a good squirrel. I love the squirrels. You know, I'm going to ask the Lord for a squirrel this spring. Hear me, Lord? I want a squirrel. A pet squirrel. I want to see Squonky in real life. I don't care if he lives outside or comes in the house, but I want a pet squirrel. And a girlfriend wouldn't be too shabby, but they're a little higher upkeep. But I'd like to sit up here on my land and have a little blanket. You know, no, don't get any ideas. I'm talking a picnic. I'm talking a couple of sandwiches and some warm coffee and some good conversation, a couple of laughs. If I ever get laid again, it's after the gold goes on, not beforehand. You can't build a Taj Mahal on a fucking swamp. So, anyway, come on, let's get going. I don't even know. I've got so much time on this right now. I'm not sure if it's going to go up. I mean, on the airwaves. I ain't got no problem with the other thing. Take a look at that. What do you think, guys? God blessed Humble and paid for the fucking thing. I don't owe a penny on it. Nothing. Not a fucking thin dime does Humble owe. Because I believe God wanted me debt free. And I took him at his word. And he did his word.